Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Northern Lights. I'm your host, Will, and as always,
I am here lost on the Northern Lights.
yes, you are. We all will get lost on those Northern
Yeah.
Lights. Aurora
Yeah.
Borealis fucks
Pikamain.
with everyone. Everyone fucks with Aurora Borealis. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Last episode, gay,
Yeah.
and also a confusing as fuck phone call, and also anxiety. So much happened last episode. What the fuck? Okay. I had an idea. Okay.
Christian's channel.
Okay, I had an idea for a thumbnail after the phone call. But then that shit happened, so now I have no idea what to title, what to thumbnail.
Phone call with anxiety.
No.
A phone call with a spice of anxiety.
No.
A side of anxiety.
No. I'll figure it out. Anyway. Yes. Let's do our jobs. Yippee. The calm and collected voice of the wolf guided me out of the chaos, and little by little, the world felt righted again. I could think clearly at last, glancing over at Vincent with a nervous smile, the wolf moving his arm away.
Feel better, puppy? Wait, puppy? Fuck. Why did I say
Okay.
puppy?
Okay, moving on from that.
Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, what was that?
Looked to me like you had a panic attack. Not your fault, though. Can happen to the best of us. Would you like to talk about it?
Just crashed into somebody. Just crashed into someone on my way out. Reckon he was angry, but the way he spoke to me. Didn't catch his name though. Just not to mention the coin terrifying me, or rather the hateful words of the elk that seemed to have no tolerance for another interrupting his morning.
Trying to think about it too much. You got a whole What's that?
Quagmire.
Quagmire?
Yes.
Giddy.
Alright, time to look up what the fuck Quagmire means. Quagmire. An awkward, complex, or hazardous situation.
Ah. Try not to think about it too much. You got a whole quagmire of things going on right now.
Wait, is it actually how you say Quagmire? Quagmire.
I don't know.
It is Quagmire.
New life, new job, college. It's alright to get a little frazzled now and then again.
Giving a nod, I glanced back over at the wolf, who was still smiling calmly. Sitting next to him was really making me feel safe in the moment.
Are you going to be alright now?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Vinny.
Think nothing of it, Papa. I'll see you tomorrow.
The wolf stood and offered a paw, helping me to my feet. A firm pat on my back served as a final reassurance before making his way into the library.
I want to scratch behind his ears.
What the fuck?
I want to give him pets.
The draining sensation of the panic attack was over, and I figured it was best not to let it drag my morning down. I pulled out the town map from my bag, finding my way to the nearest bus stop. Climbing aboard once it arrived, setting off to see the campus for the first time, and to find out what surprises Aldrich had in store for me. As the bus rolled down the main street, running along the quaint campus, a sense of trepidation kept swelling within me. I couldn't help eyeing the leagues of cars, parents and students unpacking, saying their farewells. It wasn't the frantic energy that left me uneasy. The sight of all the love being so freely spread left me feeling hollow. Wonder what it's like, having family actually here to see you off. The new job, reconnecting with Aldrich, was a nice start to life. Yet I could feel that everlasting itch in my head, the one that never failed to return me to the greatest constant of my life, wondering if my paw was right. As I stepped off the bus, my eyes got fixed on a blue station wagon, quite like the one my father owned. Ears twitching as I imagined myself stepping out of the car. My ma already in tears before we'd even reached the campus, a look of pride on my pa's face that let me know this was my own achievement, that I had made it. I almost smiled at the thought of having a Rockwillian family, with a father who supports my dreams and a mother alongside a caring husband. When the bus rolled away with a squeak of H brakes, I was shaken out of the fantasy. Thus far, with every step I took in my life, it still felt like I was tugging a ball and chain, longing for my past to be different, which kept me from focusing too long on all the good that had happened so far. With a heavy sigh and even heavier steps, I started making my way through the campus, following signs of for the registration area, trying to fight against that feeling and hold on to my blessings. The campus wasn't particularly large, a three-story dormitory, two smaller study halls, with everything else contained in the largest and central building, looking straight out at the turn of the century. Though small, it looked like it would fit right in with the Ivy Leagues. There was a clear lack of upkeep, and it was even clearer that its distance from any place of note limited its appeal to the upper class. During my short walk through the quad, I spotted more students than I would have expected given the size of the university. Most of them looked like they were in a similar situation to me. Hand-me-down clothes, beater cars, a general lack of personal belongings for their future dorm rooms. No scholarships, relying on loans and parents' money. This was truly the best they could afford. The registration area had taken over the cafeteria, now swarmed with droves of new students, parents, faculty, and returnees volunteering their time to help everyone find where they need to go. A banner on the wall towards one of the end marked designated tables for arts and business degrees, and I worked my way through the crowd as fast as I could towards them. Excuse me, is this the back of the line? Against the overwhelming noise in the space, I had to speak a little to get the attention of a tall Doberman in a tight-fitting jacket in front of me. He turned to face me with a sneer on his face.
I'm not a volunteer. Fuck off.
His tone was harsh, and before I even had a chance to say anything else, he turned his back to me, pretending I didn't exist. After 20 minutes, I was finally at the table, and the lady helping find my information and schedule was far kinder than that Doberman who'd just left. Here we go. Associates of Arts. Planning to transfer? Yes, ma'am. Gonna see about getting into a film school once I'm done here. You want to make movies? How exciting! Please, call me Rebecca. She seemed genuinely passionate about my career choice. If it hadn't been for the line of waiting students behind me, she might have happily dove into a deep conversation with me. So, all of your general study classes will be in this building, while your art program will take place in Right Wing Co. If you head out that way, you'll find signs leading you to the bookstore, so you can get everything you need for the semester. Thank you, Miss Rebecca, for helping make sense of everything around here. My pleasure, Cody. I hope you have a wonderful first year at Aspen Hollow University.
Ech.
With my schedule and book list in paw, I headed out of the cafeteria and started making for the bookstore. Outside, there were rows of tables stuffed by returning students, advertising assorted clubs, encouraging freshmen to take a look at and come join. Among all the large signs and the several pamphlets offered up to me, there was no evidence of one for films, not even photography. Maybe I should start a film club here. Never really was good at that sort of thing, though. Man, reckon Tobin would have smacked me upside the head for saying that. I forced myself to chuckle as I fought to ignore the rapidly growing sensation of loneliness. No dysfunctional family to bring me here, not even my best friends alongside me as we were ready ourselves for college life. Soon after dipping into the bookstore, I realized that getting my books was the easiest part. The list even told me where to find them amongst the rows of shelves. It was the art supplies that would take up most of my time. Until I got my first paycheck in a week, this would be the last of the money I'd saved up. I would need to choose wisely. Glancing at my semester schedule, I noted that none of my classes were about painting. Small mercy as paints were always the most expensive. I gathered up a
Yeah.
selection of charcoals, pastels, and pencils, a large sketch pad, and a few more bits and bobs. Art school sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, I did go to a type of art school, though I didn't have to like buy anything or something. It was all funded by the school and stuff. Although it's hard to explain, but it's basically high school level of education you get, kinda, instead of like college. As I said, it's hard to explain, but think of it as art school but high school. High
Yeah,
school
no,
or
no,
art.
no. I guess
Yeah.
I understand.
So it's basically like that. But I think it's like great, but it's super fun. I loved it. I don't regret it, but at the same time, if it's pretty difficult to make it as an artist. A lot of
I
it has to
don't
do
care.
with not just yeah, yeah, but you basically you have to rely a lot on luck. So
I
if you want to like
don't give a shit.
yeah, but you have to like something that I'm planning to do is when I go to college, I'm not gonna go in arts or fine arts as a major, but I would probably have it as a minor, and then go for something, and then have a major that is,
You say those
uh,
words like I understand what they mean.
okay. So major, where you put most of your effort and learning. Minor is when it's basically what you put less of an effort in learning.
You can
So,
choose?
from my understanding, yes, you can pick a major and a minor, or you can go with a double degree.
I
But it depends on. It all sort of depends on what school on and its cost and so on and so forth. Basically, what they can
I
give.
fucking wish. Anyway, I wouldn't be able to.
And yeah,
I,
basically my suggestion to any artists out there: you don't need a degree to be a good artist. You can still make it.
I just want to
But-
learn.
You can still learn. You don't need school for that.
If
Although
I
school
don't
definitely
go
makes
to
it
school,
easier.
I won't learn because I'll just get bored or lazy.
Yeah, then you can still take like art classes or something. Basically, not a college or university degree, or you can, as I said, have it as a minor or something like that. You don't have when someone would hire you for example, art. They don't really give a shit what degree you have. They just care about if you do it good enough.
I just want
That's what
to
they care
learn,
about.
and that's the only way that I'll be able to learn. If I go to university, because my parents want me to go to university, so I might as well go to university learning something that I want to learn in university.
I mean, as I said, you can see if you can pick a major and a minor, or you can at least see if you
Let's
can
stop
pass
talking about
class.
school, thank you. I am already
Okay.
fed up with school talk.
Sorry.
No, not from you, don't worry. I wouldn't be able to afford one yet, but at least I had to take a look at. I wouldn't be able to afford one yet, but I had at least to take a look and see what easels they had to offer. Turning a corner, I stopped dead in my tracks at the sight of an all too familiar elk. Okay. Is it? I forgot what voice I gave you already. Is it just me, or do the art supplies here keep shrinking every year? The Servine was conversing with an elderly ram, whose wool was covered throughout in splotches of assorted paints.
Wait, am I?
Hi, if you want,
Ram?
because I already don't know what voice to give.
What do you think we would? Wait. What do you think would happen once they open a mall in Cedar Valley. Administration has always been complaining about the low profits on art supplies.
Are you joking? Pause and Paint Emporium, nothing but overpriced, substandard supplies. The only art they specialize in is in conning. I dread to see what mediocrity my students will present with those sorry excuses for paints and brushes. Oh no, you're our teacher!
I mean,
Cody,
in
Cody,
some
Cody,
ways,
Cody. Change schools.
I sort of forgot he said that, and that gives me a tiny bit of more respect because at least he wants his student to have access to high quality art supplies. Because quality in art supplies definitely makes a difference. Can definitely make a difference. But that is the only small thing. The rest is dead to me.
Why is
You're
he
right.
our teacher?
It was a different time back then. Literally.
At the mention of students, my eyes widened. He was an art professor. I could only hope that he would never be one of mine, or at least not for the first semester. The last thing I wanted the last thing I wanted to be on a professor's bad side from the get-go. Maybe he'd forget about me crashing into him, and then maybe I could dismiss the hatred in his voice when he referred to my species. Why do I have to voice him?
Oh my
Why
God.
do I have to voice both characters that I end up disliking? Hurriedly, I stepped back, deciding I'd rather not run into the elk again. Instead, I make for the counter to pay for everything. Leaving with my books and supplies in hand, I took a quick look at the campus map and decided to make for the student parking lot. Figured that the best way to find Aldrich, as we had planned, would be to look for his truck. I managed to spot it not far from the quad, along with a rather rough-looking Doberman in a red jacket leaned up against it. Initially, recognizing him as the rather rude canine who'd kindly told me to fuck off. Walking over, I gave a nervous wave to the Doberman, assuming him to be one of Aldrich's friends. Maybe he'd just gotten off on the wrong paw before. The Doberman glared at me, causing my heart to sink for the third time that day. Was I only ever gonna meet one nice person on this campus?
What?
The Doberman's voice was just as aggressive as before. Surely the canine would just about bite my head clean off if I stepped too close. Was looking for Aldrich. Have you seen him?
And why should I tell you? Don't recall him looking around for some random freshman.
The Doberman stood tall, looking like he was ready to pick a fight with me, and I took a nervous step back from him. Sorry, I'll look somewhere else.
That was a good idea. Get lost.
Just as I turned to leave, I heard Aldrich call out.
Hey, Cody!
Aldrich hurried over, giving me a pat on the shoulder before setting his stuff down on the bed of the truck. Howdy, Aldrich.
Took you long enough. Let's go.
The shepherd bumped up hard against the Doberman, causing him to stagger a few steps sideways. Immediately, the anger on his face disappeared, looking rather like a nervous puppy now.
Ow! What's that for?
Okay.
Because you can drop the act of... Cody's one of the friends I told you about last night.
Cody is the friend, not one of the friends.
Fuck. Sorry. Because you can drop the act of... Cody's the friend I was telling you about last night. Oh. Hey, Cody. Sorry. I'm Devin. Nice to finally meet the legend.
The Doberman's entire posture shifted the moment he steadied his step. His shoulders relaxed, and he suddenly seemed overflowing with friendly energy, an actual inviting smile plastered on his face. The legend? Devon wasn't given a chance to answer. Audric smiled at me, grabbing my things and setting them alongside his in the truck.
Don't mind Dev. He puts on a tough guy act for strangers. What? It's not an act.
The surprising crack in his voice was another Stark. You actually did crack, that's the funny thing.
I remember when I did a voice impression video. I made sure to study.
The surprising crack in his voice was another stark contrast to the angry hellhound he'd been before, now resembling an innocent pup.
Right. Sure it isn't. So, how'd it go, Cody? Got everything squared away for the semester?
Yeah, everything went real smooth. What about you? Didn't feel like bringing up the encounter with the elk, wishing to make a good impression in front of Devon, and to avoid dumping all my problems on Aldrich again.
Not bad. I got distracted catching up with some old high school rivals who are studying here. Hey, Cody. Aldrich asked me to make lunch for the three of us. You hungry?
Reckon I could eat.
That's the spirit.
Devon fumbled around inside the truck and pulled out 3 rectangular woven bamboo baskets.
So, you're his pen pal, right?
Yeah, totally forgot this is where I was sending all the letters to.
Why'd you stop?
What do you mean? Aldrich's ears perked up at the question, lowering his lunchbox for a moment.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you about that.
I stopped because you stopped. Shepard flicked an ear, looking away from me as he pulled open one of the lunchboxes. This is going where I think it's going.
Huh?
This is going where I think it's going, probably. Shepard flicked an ear, looking away from me as he pulled open one of the lunchboxes, hurriedly stuffing his maw with a slice of pickled radish. Devon huffed, looking a little perturbed with me. Maybe the tough guy bit wasn't completely an act.
Aldrich didn't stop, though.
What? Devon's comment made my eyes go wide, nearly dropping the lunch out of shock. Whiskers drooping, I glanced over at Aldrich. You didn't stop writing me? Shepard's perky ears had gone flat, his eyes looking sunken. I'd never thought much about the letter stopping, but Aldrich was clearly of a different mind about it.
It's true. I actually mailed you a letter right after graduation.
My gut twisted into knots, realizing why the letters had stopped. Feeling weak in the knees, wanting to just drop to the ground from shame and anger. I sure they could see it on my face, a look of utter defeat. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Did you move or something?
No. Must have been my pa. Once high school started, he made me sign up for as many extracurriculars as possible. Started asserting more control over everything I tried to do. Figured he could see them, and never even thought my pa would go as far as to decide what sort of mail I was allowed to have. Seems like I really did keep giving the man more credit than he deserved. The thought of him going through my mail every day, smiling as he ripped Aldrich's letters to me to shreds, made the fur on the back of my neck stand on end with anger. My paw kept sinking ever lower as a person worthy of love. Turns out Tobin calling him a cockroach that fateful morning was disrespectful to cockroaches.
Yeah.
But then...
What did the cockroaches do?
But then, why did I stop writing letters back to him? Why hadn't I kept going like he had? Felt a pit in my stomach, feeling like I made for a shit friend having given up so easily. I'm sorry. I only stopped because I thought you forgot about me. How many letters had Aldrich written to me since I stopped? How much of his life had I missed out on? I wondered if he'd ever confided secrets in me, asked for comfort, but I wasn't there for him. Giving up hope so easily felt like a monster straight out of a movie.
Your dad sounds like a proper prick. My friends would probably love him. Hey, Cody, it's okay. I think I would have kept writing you letters if I felt bad about your. You think I would have. Fuck. Sorry. You think I would have kept writing you letters if I felt bad about yours stopping?
Aldrich placed upon the square of my back, fingers flexing softly as he stroked gentle circles over the area. I could feel his claws tracing across the thin fabric of my shirt. It was an immediate calming sensation that washed over me, and I felt like I could just melt into the gentle scratching. Honest?
Completely.
He moved his paw away, after which the three of us went about unpacking the lunch that had been prepared. It was an exquisite array of fresh rice, fruit, pickled vegetables, a pair of wooden sticks nestled at the top. Never had a lunch like this before. What is it?
Bento box. Learned about it when I went to Japan with my friends a couple of years ago.
Picking up the sticks, I poked at the bits of food, not quite sure how I was supposed to eat with them. Can't figure out these sticks though.
Never used chopsticks before?
Can't say that I have. Am I just supposed to, like, stab the food?
No, don't stab the food, man. That ain't what chopsticks are for. Or about, I mean.
Your Devon voice is so cute! Devon stepped closer to me, holding out his paw to show me how he had nested one of the sticks in between two fingers, the other pinched but moving freely.
That one stays put here, and you use the other one like a pincher.
Fiddling with the chopsticks, I found it difficult to get them nestled properly with the webbing between my fingers. My brow furrowed as I concentrated on trying to get it right. The Doberman, chuckling a little, helped me find a way to hold the chopsticks with the patience of a saint, and with a small amount of luck, I managed to pick up a chunk of melon.
I remember when I was a kid and how I learned how to use chopsticks. We used like one of those. What was it? What are those utensils you would grab when cooking? Like you would use to grab the food when cooking.
Pincers?
What's it called? Scissors?
Pincers.
Yeah, pincers. Me and one of my relatives who is half Korean or Korean. I'm not. But they are basically of Korean descent, and basically how me and him learned we would use pincers before we would use chopsticks.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Bento boxes are like our bags of lunches, only cracked to 11. Don't discredit yourself, wait, fuck.
Their color is so similar.
Yeah. Don't discredit yourself, Dev. It's not the box that makes it so good. It's not my best work.
Aldrich huffed.
Me every time I try to cook.
So true, bestie. Aldrich huffed as the Doberman insulted his own skills once again, swallowing down a piece of fruit. Nah, he's right. This is like nothing I've ever had before, and I love it. The more we talked, the more I wondered how Devon was even capable of acting so tough to strangers, downplaying his obvious talent in a way that would have made Tobin smack him upside the head. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! These two meeting the other two! Oh no!
I want Cody's friends back home and his new friends here to meet one day. That would be so fun.
That would be hell.
Wait, what was that other character I voiced back in the Louisiana part? Garth or something? Yeah, Garth. What if he met Vinny as well? Imagine the fun.
Yes. Devon seemed like he wasn't that far from a kindred spirit, as we shared a general disdain for ourselves and our home lives. I wonder how long it'd be before Tobin kicked both of our asses for talking shit. Double tap. Boom. So, what are you going to school for, Devon?
Business management. Get that out of the way before trying to go kitchen hopping around the world.
Why, you gotta go around the globe?
Not really sure what cuisine I want my restaurant to serve, so I want to work at a bunch of authentic places. That is kind of smart. Most of what we get here is all Americanized. It's just not the same. Gotta have someone new to try my recipes on, though. Mitzi and Aldrich just say the same compliments.
Shepherd coughed, choking back a piece of radish, glancing over at the double.
What? Your cooking is great.
If this is anything to go by, I have to agree. Devon sighed heavily, setting down the empty bento box, looking off to the campus.
I think what Devin is looking for is something more in depth, but
Yes.
But it's not always easy, especially when you're a novice at best in the subject.
It's like, what do you think of my art? It's good. What do you think of my art? It's good.
Yeah, the same compliment over and over again, and eventually you just get tired of hearing it, and you just wish that they just leave a like button or something like that. That's enough. No more comments for you.
Just a thumbs up.
Just send me a thumbs up. You don't need to copy paste the same thing. Anyway, I'm sorry. You're from New Orleans. I'm sure there's more to food than just it's delicious. Sorry. The right mix of ingredients, the spice blend, the attention to detail. Food can fuel someone to move mountains. Wax poetic. Live spirits.
With every word spoken of his passion, the Doberman stood a bit taller, a smile on his face as he looked ready to serve his cooking to a crowd of hundreds.
And a spotlight came onto him, birds chirping and flying about.
It was always about the community for me, just like the movies. The joy of everyone at a boil or a block party just adds something more to the food. Though Chef Gart's cooking was always my favorite, it was hard denying how the overwhelming showing of kindness, love, and support at the farewell boil added to the experience. Garth, a close friend of mine and the best chief in New Orleans, held a going-away boil for me. All these people showed up, more folks than I realized even remember my name. As delicious as the food was, it wouldn't have been the same without the community there. Everyone.
It's always sorry.
No.
It's always weird when someone knows my name, but I don't know them, so I kind of panic and just
ha! Everyone at my past school knew my name.
Yeah, but then there's like fucking strangers and like 15-year-olds for some reason who knows my name.
When I meant everyone, I meant everyone from 5th grade to 12.
Yeah. Every time that happens, I kind of freak out and just stay silent. Maybe wave, give it a little hi, bye thing.
Yeah.
I just panic.
I was just at that point in my school life where I didn't give a shit. Everyone brought together for the boil was like the final brushstroke on the canvas that tied the whole piece together, cementing and enhancing the meaning of the scene. The promise of a good meal brings folks to the table, but it's the conversations that we share around the meal that make the moment last. The way Devon smiled the whole time I spoke, like he was hanging on my every word, warmed my heart. I had been worried about fitting in with Aldrich's friends, but I could see now I had no reason to fear. I'm not a chef, but I think most can agree. If you ask someone what their favorite food is, reckon there'll be some powerful memories attached to it. The Doberman looked ready to jump for joy over our shared passion. The love he clearly wanted to give people through his cooking left me even more confused as to why he'd been so rude before.
See, Aldrich? He gets it.
And that's where the episode ends. I was waiting for a good time to stop, but the recording has been going on for 35 minutes.
Oh.
Yes. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Northern Lights. Comment, like, and subscribe. Do any of those in any order that you'd want. I don't really mind. And even if you're only here for this episode, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.